Hey guys, this is Haley Sowards. You might remember me from the application process. Congratulations on making it into the program, and you guys are our last class for the Amarillo College Radiation Therapy program. I'm currently a student in this program, and I have a little less than a year to go. Super exciting. And I was just going to make a video to kind of give you tips and just talk about the program from an active student's perspective. Tony and Candy are going to tell you all about it themselves in their own ways, but I thought it'd be nice for me to give some of my thoughts about it too. I have a list about things to do and to not do, and I also have a bunch of little crafts that I did for studying to hopefully give you some inspiration and whatnot. But I think I should start off with talking about the program because a lot of people might have some anxieties about it in general. And I was there, I want to say about week 2 was when it really hit me. I think it was just looking at the due dates and freaking out, thinking, how am I going to do this in time? You're going to be able to do it in time. You're going to be okay. It's really intimidating at first. But, and you're gonna hear some people be like, it is gonna be super hard, but you can do it. That didn't help me. What helped me was a second year student telling me, it's not a big deal. You're gonna be fine. That is what calmed me down. So that is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be that person for you. I will say though, you have to be an active student. You can't just brush it off and procrastinate for everything and just act like I'll get to it. No, this program's serious. You have to get good grades, and you have minimum grade requirements. I mean, if you don't pass this final exam, or if you get a certain amount of exams wrong, I believe I don't know. You can continue the program. So you need to get good grades. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to be an active student. But it's possible, and it's not gonna hurt. As long as you have the discipline to do your schoolwork. You're not going to be doing 12 hours every day, usually. Now, spring, there have been some of those days. But I survived! But I just don't want you guys to be super intimidated and anxious about it. I think the thing that gets me the most is, I think for first years, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays that are the due dates. And so the quizzes and exams kind of are like, there's about 3 quizzes and then an exam. And it's kind of hard to explain just verbally, but you'll see it on your calendar when you write it out. But from Thursday to Tuesday, you have all those days. And, what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you have all those days, and then Tuesday to Thursday. So not Thursday, what? Anyway, you only have Wednesday to study. That might freak people out. It freaked me out. But that means that if you have the entire podcast done the week before or the week before that week, you're all good to go. You have all of your information. Please don't wait last minute to do your podcasts. The podcasts are a little bit long, but it's not scary, honestly. And Tony, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but I listened to them on 1.75 speed. I speed it up a little bit. So you can pause it when you'd like if you didn't. You can rewind if you didn't catch it, but listen to it a little bit faster. And I want to say I spend an average of about 2 hours doing podcasts, which sounds like a lot, but if you were dedicating one day, maybe like a Saturday, that's what I do, to podcasts, it's just 2 hours. That's my morning. I'm done, you know? Now, you can also, afterwards or during, do a Quizlet. If you're doing Quizlet during, then it is going to take longer, but Quizlet is in my little list. It's my best friend. What was I just about to talk about? This is your study guide. This is not your study guide yet. This is the summer one, but this is about what it's going to look like. My stepdad prints these out for me, so I don't know where you guys could get a binded study guide, but if there's like a printer store or something, I suggest doing this instead of printing out a billion packets. I need to get back on track on what I was talking about. I was talking about, don't be scared. if you get ahead, which is my first thing on what to do, you're going to be fine. You don't want to get so ahead to where you've completely forgotten about what test is going on that week. But for your own sanity and your happiness, calmness, less anxiety, get ahead. Hopefully the classes were opened a few days prior to the semester starting. Get ahead, please, and stay ahead. Get a routine. I don't know if this is just me, but the weekends are the best for that. It's just 2 hours. You can do it. Please get ahead. Stay ahead. And then do your Quizlets afterwards. You'll be all right. But the longer you have exposure to that material, the better. You don't want to be doing podcasts right before or like the day of your exam because you're not going to get it. Because writing it is one thing, but actually remembering everything and having time to review it is another. I want to say for the Quizlets, it's per chapter is about 250 flashcards. It's a lot. And you have to know every inch of the study guide. Unless Tony literally says, FYI, or you don't need to know this. You need to know everything in that study guide. So there's that. That's one of my things too is just use the study guide or any sources that Tony suggests. Nothing else. Don't do YouTube videos. Don't do any other articles unless you are told to, because you're just going to get yourself confused, and that's a bit of a waste of time because statistics can change or answers might not be exactly what Tony's looking for. This will be on your exam. Not any YouTube videos, not any documentaries, not any textbooks that Tony didn't reference. I think it's great to want to expand your education, but don't confuse yourself. And also, don't give yourself more work than you need to do. It's not lazy. This is a lot. It's working smarter. So, there's that. I'm going to talk about Quizlet again. Quizlet is great, specifically because it's typing. There are a lot of people who, and I was like this too, who just like physical flashcards. Forget it. Forget the physical flashcards. Because if you're making 250 flashcards per chapter, you won't physically be able to write in your study guide because your hand will be in so much pain, even if you're holding your pen correctly. Don't do that to yourself. Sometimes, there are some things where I do make flashcards. This is like a step-by-step, and I just kind of number them like a puzzle. Or maybe if there's diagrams, I'm like, which node is this, But it's for a section of a section, right? It's for small things, and look, there's only a few, right? Quizlet is also going to be so much faster. Writing things down is going to take so much more time to where you're giving up making the study material and not studying the study material. And that's important because some of this can be really time consuming, and you might spend 8 hours a day studying, maybe, but how much of that time were you doing something useful? If you're a perfectionist and you like making posters, but your posters have to be like very exact, perfect, straight boxes and lines, you're going to take forever. You're going to miss so much information. You're not going to have enough time to study. I'm not saying you have to make things sloppy, but you need to do whatever you need to do to find peace within yourself to make materials, but a little bit faster. It's not like you have to panic and rush and be like, oh, I gotta get this done immediately. No, but just kind of be conscious of how you're studying. What are you doing? What are you making? Are you spending that time wisely? Are you benefiting from this? There have been times where I thought that one of my study materials that I'm making was going to be beneficial and I was going to learn from it, and then halfway through, I was just honest with myself. I was like, I'm not learning from this. I need to try something else. I know I'm 50% the way through with this little craft or whatever that I'm making, but this is just not helping me. I need to move on because I'm wasting my time, and time is precious. And this is coming from someone who does not, really work outside of school. I don't have kids, so for the people who are working and have kids, you really need to study the most efficient way, the smartest way. But anyways, I'll show you guys my little crafts soon. Another piece of advice is make a friend through this program. Of course, maybe someone who seems like you, maybe they're in your group or whatever. I'm good friends with someone who is about an hour or two away from me, and she has really gotten me through this program. We help each other out, not just for studying, but for just talking about the program. I mean, there's some tough days where only they understand. Your family member and your friends might not understand outside of this program, but also for studying. And another note on studying is there's only really two methods that kind of work. So if you both don't know the material and your plan is to study and learn together, forget that, because that calls for independent work. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself really just reading and trying to understand yourself. But the two methods that do work for studying is either the teacher-student method or the quizzing method. So the teacher-student is where someone does know the material and the other person doesn't, and you are teaching it and they are learning from it, and you are also keeping that information in your head by being able to tell someone. The other method, the quizzing method, this is whenever you both know the information, and you are maybe doing flashcards with each other, you're quizzing each other. But if you both actively don't know the answer to anything, study on your own, then get together, or else it's just not going to work out. Quizlet is great. I don't have Quizlet Pro. My friend has Quizlet Pro. She loves it. I think you can add your own images on there if you'd like. There's some benefits. I don't remember all of them, but you can make it without Quizlet Pro. You'll be all right, but I don't think it's a bad investment. Get a routine. Same with the podcasts. My week, well, right now it's a little hectic because during summer, our clinical hours are a lot, so I'm just kind of trying to swim and make it. But on weekends, I do my podcast. Maybe the day after, I will make a poster or make a Quizlet for it, and then the other days I will be studying for that test. And then the weekend comes and I'll do the next unit for like podcast and then make the material and then study. So I'd say podcast, materials, study. Podcast, materials, study. Just find a day, find a time. And another thing within that is study at an earlier time in the day. Because if you wait until later in the day, although some people might work better in the day, that also means you don't know how long you're going to need to study or to make your thing. So then it's 2 a.m. and you gotta go to clinic in 4 hours. That's not healthy. I know we kind of joke about like, oh, I only slept for 4 hours last night. That's not good because you're going to be much less likely to remember any of the things that you've been working hard to study for your exam, because we need sleep. We need to be healthy. This is another one of my points. Being healthy as much as you can. Sometimes this is not very possible for people. You might not have money or time to, I'm not focusing on the camera. You might not have money or time to join a little workout class or have time to make healthy meals. But if you can figure out your own special way to kind of fit that in or get a little bit of exercise, or on days that I don't make vegetables for myself, I just drink V8 and think it's better than nothing. But just staying healthy or trying to stay healthy. Eating a bunch of junk food, not sleeping well, not exercising, that will affect your brain. And after I started exercising, I joined something called Krav Maga. I remember my memory just became much better. I used to work at this retail place, and I remember this lady's phone number from like 30 minutes ago when she came back and bought something else. I just remembered her whole phone number, and I've never been able to do that before. So it really does help, and it eases stress and anxiety. It's what you want to do. You're going to be a healthcare provider of a sort, so you want to be healthy yourself, and you'll have less pain when you're older. And now I'm just kind of lecturing, but don't procrastinate. Don't push it to the end of the day. Try in the morning, and if you're super sleepy in the morning, give yourself a few hours to wake up, but sit yourself down. If you have ADHD like me and you struggle with starting something, just start that uncomfortable 5 minutes of doing something, and then usually most people with that disability start to be fine with it after going through that discomfort for a little while. Just maybe tell yourself, let's just do 10 minutes of this. That 10 minutes can turn into 2 hours. Moving on though, okay, all right, things to not do, I already talked about. Don't use outer sources. Don't do physical flashcards, except maybe every once in a while for something small. Don't wait till the end of the day. Don't cheat. I don't know if you go to prison or not, but I know that there's a lot of gnarly things. Don't ask for answers. One, I don't think they'd even have answers. They haven't taken the test yet, and they'd have to have like a photographic memory if they took it before you. Don't ask for anything. Don't ask about the test. I don't even think you're allowed to ask for like surprise questions or whatever, like, were there any pictures in it? Just, if you're gonna make your little study friend, don't talk about sensitive, like, ART material or whatever. That's, even if you graduate, like, and share things, that's still, you could get your license taken away. I forgot all the, like, repercussions or, like, punishments, but I know, like, your life will flip upside down, so just study your own material, make your own Quizlets. You also learn better whenever you're studying and making your own stuff. And also, I don't know how you would do a final exam and pass if you were cheating, so I'm very passionate about that. But, okay. Don't do the same methods each time. I'll go into that in a second. Don't procrastinate. Don't study in bed. Use time wisely. Yeah, okay, so now I'm gonna talk to you guys about crafts, yay! So, alright. I already showed you kind of my little flashcards. This is for lab. This was, for lab 2. And you just kind of do it in order. It's like a puzzle. You already know. How am I doing on time? 17 minutes. That's great. I have a binder for the oncology section, and it's bubble maps, and I kind of get construction paper, get posters, get markers, get crafty. But these are lymph nodes. I hate the lymph nodes so much. I hate lymph nodes. I think that's, I don't know what that is. Is that lung? Yeah. So, you know, I kind of printed out pictures. And you can also, if you have laminated paper like this, you can get expo markers and kind of write on it. Maybe circle or star the things that you don't know. What is that? Oh. The colon. Colorectal. Woohoo! Anyway. So that's an example of something you could do for webs if one subject has a lot of different points in it. Now, could you do a web for, I don't know, math formulas? No! I mean, maybe you could, but no! That's not a good method. What would be a good method for math formulas is a math poster. I really hope I kept that in here. Oh my goodness. Hey guys. Oh yeah. Math poster. Here's math formulas. You could also technically do flashcards on like, what's the mag factor formula, you know? But doing whole like math too long of math problems to do a flashcard for that. Here's ethics and law bubble map. This was for like a final exam, so this was like the whole shebang. So don't freak out over that. This is over. Sometimes you can print out. I use Bizart to make like text and boxes and whatnot. It's an app. This is for like kilovoltage. This is for some class in the spring semester. Dosimetry. Dosimeters. They all link together. Oh, yay. Okay, this is an example of something that I just decided to give up on because it was not working out for me. This was for lab. I was like, girl. It's not working. Physics. This was recent. This is just something about the cell. I don't know. Just writing and getting crafty just helps. I think, just making it. You don't need to, like, study the whole thing all over again or whatever. Here's some more math. And then this bad boy, this is in spring, don't worry. This is a, calc sheet. And this just has different, I don't know, it's just like a giant calc sheet. You'll know what it is in spring. It's okay, you'll be fine. Trying to look for, oh dear. I already showed you this. Okay, that's all the posters you get to see. For now. I have more posters actually. So get posters, do webs, do maps. They're cheap. For intro, you guys are gonna do, like, the very first thing you guys do is a bunch of names and dates and people. So, and I have the document for printing out. So if you guys have a Guess Who game, you can just print it out and use that. I had to make my own Guess Who game. I didn't have Guess Who, and I wasn't gonna spend $16 making one. So, they used to be able to stand up, like, all of them, but this has been folded for a year. So, anyway, oh, let me put Avogadro away. That picture's a little much. Okay, so I have some of the people and their names, and my little friend who lives 30 minutes, she goes to the same clinics as me, so she's nearby. She could have her own little game. If you don't know how to play the game Guess Who, you could just be like, did this person discover a particle, subatomic particle? And you could be like, no. So then you put down the people who did. Yeah, you know. I have little cards for it, so if you want this, message me and I'll send ya. I hope I still have it. If not, then oops. So getting crafty, making these flashcards is also great for people and names. This is for ethics and law. You can get big construction paper or poster or whatever and get flashcards, and they like flip up. Did that not have an answer? Oh, it did. It's just on the, okay. But it's just like more fun. The answers are, this doesn't have an answer. Oh my gosh. Okay, that one has an answer. I don't think I'll finish this. Anyway, yeah, so it has its information. If you don't want to do basic flashcards and just kind of want to flip it up. Oh, this bad boy. All right. Okay, so it's not staying the way I want it to. Oh, this is like an accordion poster. This is for the first unit. So guess what, guys? You're gonna, you gotta know all that. Okay, so these are people, and this is like in timeline order. I just got index cards and I kind of made them accordion. This is a timeline, so not just people, but like what happened in what year. This is math formulas. Don't freak out when you're seeing this. I really hope I'm not scaring you guys. I might be. This is vocab words. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get used to this. You're gonna be fine. This is safety. Ooh, much smaller. Yay! This thing is like math or something. Oh, it just says cancer. So whatever that means. There's parts of the machine. You guys are gonna be fine. I don't know what that is. That's atoms. Oh Lord. Okay. So you guys get the gist. Get creative. Have fun with it. It's in sections, so your brain can process it better. I had fun with this. If this looks like the worst thing ever to you, don't do it. But you don't have to do this to pass your exams, but you will pass your exams if you do it. I made a book. I'm not even looking at you guys. I'm looking at myself. I made a book for lab. This is like the first chapter and the second and the third. This is for the final exam. So, you know, I've got some pictures up in there. Dale's a sweetie, so don't be afraid of him. I'm afraid of him. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, you get the gist. Oh, here's just like all the vocab words. So keep your stuff like in bulks. What is this? Okay, so at the very end for final exams, what I did is I blurred out some of the pictures, and then on the other side I had the answers, and so I got an expo marker and I just like wrote in them. This is from this like summer semester that I did, so this is a very recent poster. This is just medications. Yeah. Just grouping this. Okay, I liked doing this, but I stopped doing it. I don't know why. I don't know if I just got lazy. But what I did is I would go through every part of the section, like the chapter, that, like, any subtitle, any part that's like a topic or a section, and I'd write it down. And it would be blank, and so I would kind of talk about it. For instance, parts of an X-ray tube, rectifier, transformer, focusing cup. Yeah. Then I would just out loud to myself kind of talk about each of those things or whatever, and then I'd look at another paper that kind of. No, I'm lying to you guys, right? Am I? This was a long time ago. Basically, if I missed something, I would write down what I missed, but I should be able to see a word and just babble on about it. And anything that I miss, I would write down on the side, I think. I don't know if any of that made sense, because honestly, the way I just described it, I'm confused. So, but I'll just show you guys, like, see, it's like a, take that as you will. It's like a main subject, little subjects. Can I talk about all of it? I don't know. If you want to be simple, what I do is I go over my chapter, and for things that I still don't understand, no. I make a Quizlet, and then I go through the Quizlet, and whenever I stop, what? I go through the Quizlet and I star them, and when I star them, I go into the starred ones, and I just make notes of the starred pieces, the things that I don't know yet. So the only notes that I make are over things that I didn't remember, and I call this vomit paper. And I use different colors so you can separate it from your eyes. But I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I don't read this. I don't read this after I'm done with it, because it's the act of learning of writing it down that helps me remember, or drawing these dumb little pictures, right? And this is a kind of an exaggerated, even more pictures, right? Avocado. So that's what I do. That's vomit paper. Look, ASRT, you know, drawing. Even if you're not a good artist, like, you can draw something. I don't know, get a lot of colored whatevers. I'm almost at 30 minutes. I really hope this can even upload to YouTube. But I'm trying to think of any other advice that I could give you guys. I mean, you guys can always message me, and if you want to talk about it, because it can get rough, but I will tell you, like, you will get used to it. You will get in the hang of it. It's going to be fine. And it's just 2 years. You know, this is only a 2-year program. If you can get through the first semester, the second semester is difficult, but you can get through it. I mean, I thought whenever I was in the second semester, it felt like it was never going to end. It's over. It's over. You know, like, I survived it. You will survive it too. As for clinics, I can't give that much advice because it's different for everybody, you know. Some classmates of mine barely get to do anything for whatever reason, like, for multitudes of reasons. Some classmates, like, at my clinic, I can do everything. Since day one, I was able to drive. Not able to, but, like, I was allowed to drive. So, I guess just forming a good relationship with your mentors, knowing what you can and can't do. Tony's already talked about, like, don't ask questions in front of the patient. Just let the therapist do their thing, whatever. With time, you'll become more comfortable with them. They'll give you more trust, like, they'll trust you more. You'll be able to do more. But, yeah, just respect them. They will hopefully respect you too. It should be a happy, good experience. If you get to go to multiple clinics, that's great. Yeah, I don't know. It can seem confusing and scary at first, and don't beat yourself up if you don't know everything. at first. You learn something new every day, and you will get used to it. You will know how to do everything. You'll have confidence, and just keep whatever passion that you have for this program, whatever reason why you got into this program, keep it. Remind yourself that it's only 2 years. This job is a great job. It's I mean, I can't think of a better job where, the schooling, it's only 2 years and therefore it's also not a lot of debt, but you can get into healthcare. You can wear scrubs all day, but you're doing something for a good cause. You're not working for some, I don't know, evil corporate company or whatever. You're helping people, you're connecting with people, you get to learn all of these stories, and hopefully you work with great people. And I think it's a perfect mix between rest and exercise, because we have chairs, so we're doing our thing, but we're sitting down. Their salaries in most places are not bad. They have great benefits. It's a fantastic job, and if you keep that passion, and for this program at least, like, keep this really close to the center of your life. Fall in love with radiation therapy and stay in love with radiation therapy, because this is an amazing field. It's a rare field. There's only a few of us in this world. So, just do what you need to do to stay disciplined with your work, and don't treat this as if it's a hassle. I think it's totally acceptable and normal to not want to jump for joy for taking a test or an essay, but you can fool yourself. You can fool yourself on, like, right, I get to study for 3 hours. If you try to, even if it's sarcastic at first, just take a positive approach about things. You can have a healthy, loving relationship with school and radiation therapy. If you keep telling yourself that this is a miserable thing, or like, oh, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to learn this? You're not going to succeed. And this is a great opportunity. You got accepted into this program. I hope all of you will enjoy this part of your life and not wish the time to go faster, because it's a wonderful field, and you won't get to be a student forever, and it's fun being a student. It's fun getting to learn all of these things for the first time, and learning isn't a bad thing. I think we've kind of put a bad energy vibe. I don't know what to call it, but we associate learning in school with something negative, and it shouldn't be. Learning should be fun and interesting, and it's okay if you're not jumping for joy each time. I'm not the best at math. I really am not, but we get through it, and yeah, I don't know. I wish everyone the best of luck. You guys can reach out to me if you need anything. I'm available for tutoring. I have a bunch of crazy, weird mnemonics that I can help for y'all. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think I've babbled on for long enough, and I don't know. Let me think if there's anything else for me to say. I don't know. That's all I got. So congratulations to the very last class of Amarillo College Radiation Therapy Program. You guys have a bright future ahead of you.